Hi guys, I am Blue Create, and today we are going to be talking about the Toontown Rewritten Partner Program. So if you guys aren't familiar with Toontown or their partner program, I'm going to explain it a bit and then I'm going to go into my experience with applying and my response to that. So Toontown is a game from Disney, like early 2000s, and it was shut down I think about 2013-ish. I don't know the exact date and time. And it was brought back as Toontown Rewritten, which is run entirely by volunteers, and it's 100% free to play. So I think about back in May, they started a partner program to partner with like streamers, YouTubers, and people who provide resources for the community to kind of, I guess, I don't know, make those pages seem more official and give them kind of inside information, which I think is kind of a really great idea. A lot of other games have partner programs. One major example I can think of is the EA Game Changers. I know there's others out there. But yeah, so really quickly I want to go over some of the things that they require for their partners with YouTube or Twitch. So really quickly, for YouTube videos, I honestly think their requirements for content are pretty flexible in my opinion, which I really appreciate. That's like one of the aspects that led me to apply, because I thought, okay, you know, they don't want people that just do Toontown, or they're fine if you do other stuff, it seems like. So they said for videos with minimal editing, they like to see at least 2 videos per month. Or for content that requires a bit more involvement, like animation, they require 1 video every 2 months, and you have to have at least 150 subscribers. And then for live streamers, you have to have been streaming Toontown for at least 3 months, and you have to provide at least 2 streams a month showcasing Toontown Rewritten. And your stream should be about 2 hours per stream, and you have to maintain more than 150 followers. So these requirements are actually very, in my opinion, very generous. And so that's kind of good, just, you know, for getting more people to apply to the program. They also have other guidelines for, you know, like content pack creators and other stuff, but I'm gonna be focusing on like the entertainment side of their partner program, because that's what I'm most familiar with. And you're also required to have a history for following the Toontown Code of Conduct. And they actually do say infractions do not exclude you, but they'll consider them in your application. In my opinion, I think that they would exclude you because of infractions. They excluded me because of my chat history, which I'll go into later. So I think that that's kind of, even though they say that, I think it's honestly very much a case-by-case basis, which they do say in their guidelines. It does depend on things. And also, I think to me the biggest part of this, that I think a lot of people, that either keeps people from applying or is a big factor, is all your social media linked to and from. So your Twitter, Instagram, anything you link to, anything, you know, that's connected to your channel must be family friendly, because Toontown's audience extends to the young. So yeah, that's kind of, I think, a big deal, because it's really difficult to, I don't want to say it's difficult to be family friendly on Twitch, but there just isn't a ton of Twitch streamers that are family friendly, or really YouTubers for that matter. You have to be at least 13 years old, so you can't be a kid and apply. Would you have to be, I think, at least 13 to be on the platforms that they are asking you to be on, like YouTube or Twitch? So yeah, that kind of is self-explanatory. And you have to abide and uphold their terms of service, especially in any recorded or captured footage of Toontown Rewritten. So I don't know if these guidelines have changed recently, because I've seen other videos in the past where it seems a little bit more in depth. Like for example, I think for a while they wouldn't let people talk about real world events or any controversial topics, which made me worry, because like my channel is, you know, we talk about things that are going on in the world sometimes, because that's just what I like to do. So yeah, that's kind of the overview of their guidelines for content creators. So it's actually pretty lenient in my opinion. So if you get into the program, you will get an exclusive Discord server just of partners and team members, which is kind of cool. They might do a blog post about you. They will let you know about updates and special events ahead of time, which I don't know. I think for this one, if Toontown was the type of game to get regular updates, then maybe this would be a bit more relevant. But that's, I don't know. I think they're kind of selling the whole thing on, oh, there's updates and events. And the only event that I've seen on Toontown ever is Toonfest. And then the seasonal ones, which are usually recycled. So, yeah. And you also get a toon.town URL. So it'll be like, you can do toon.town / whatever your username is, which is, you know, like some of these other things, cool. And at some point, if it'll be updated, if they get an update for it, you'll get an exclusive Toon ID that says community partner. So people know that's the real you. So overall, I mean, I think the perks, I think especially for streamers, they could offer a bit more. Like, for example, I don't know if they could do this, because I know they have at least like one partnered streamer on their team right now, but they could have a Twitch team just for their community partners or content creator partners. I think that would be kind of a cool incentive. I don't know, maybe some more exposure, because right now, the only way that I've found, there could be other ways, but the only way that I've found to find out even who the Toontown partners are on their Discord. I don't know, I wish that they would have a section on their website. I don't know if they used to, but I think that there could be a little bit more exposure than just Discord. So now I'm gonna get into my experience with applying and my response to applying for this. And first of all, I wanna say there are some really amazing creators in the Toontown Partner Program. If you wanna watch Toontown content, I would highly suggest you check them out. Besides their Discord, which I will link, I don't know the best way to link you to a list of those people, because they really are very good creators and they deserve every bit of recognition and exposure they've gotten, in my opinion. I knew when I applied to this, I knew there was actually a really high chance I wouldn't get it. Especially with the family-friendly requirement. My channel and videos are all, in my opinion, very PG. And that's just something I've tried to do just because I don't really swear a lot. I don't drop a bunch of F-bombs all the time. So I didn't really see the, that's kind of just how I am. And it's also, I think, easier to moderate chat when you do keep that standard of things. But I do play M-rated games. Like, I've played Until Dawn on stream. I think while I was in the process of applying for this, or maybe after I had applied for it. I know I've played other M-rated games. I'm playing Cyberpunk right now. Those are just the ones off the top of my head. And even though I generally keep things PG, that's not always gonna be the case. Sometimes things get brought up and I need to address them. And I'm the kind of person that's like, I want to talk about real issues and real things. I want my streams and my channel to be a place where we can talk about topics that may not be family friendly. Like, you know, I don't know what their definition of family friendly is, but you know, if we're talking about alcohol, drug abuse, maybe just how COVID is affecting people, mental health, a lot of these things, they're not like, you know, 100% family friendly topics. And I get that. And I'm not going to change my content or anything for anybody else. I'm really happy with the person I am and the content I'm creating right now, and have no plans of changing that for any, you know, company, any partner program, any Twitch team, none of that. I am who I am, and unless I'm doing things to improve myself as a person, I'm not gonna change. You know, I'm happy to be myself online. So with that being said, let's get into the letter and my experience. Okay, in their little packet they give you information, they said, after we receive your application, we'll follow up within a few days, which is not true, which I get, people are busy. I know a lot of the staff members, or all the staff members, are volunteers. They are working, doing school while they're doing this, so I get that. But applied and I didn't get a response until 3 weeks later. Yeah, I think that if they told people it will take them about a month to respond, I would be a little more okay with that, but I thought maybe it'll take them a week to get back to me. And no, and I even sent them an email to make sure they had gotten my application and received it, which they did respond back to me quickly, and they said, yes, we saw that, we are looking at it right now, that whole thing. So I appreciated that, you know, but I just think that they should have been a little more transparent, that it's gonna take them a while to respond, because I don't know. I know there's people that apply to this, but I don't think it's like, they're not getting like 300 applications or at once or something crazy like that. So I get that. I get that it's gonna take them. You know, it could take them a while. And they should, I would hope that they're thorough, and they should wanna be as thorough as possible. And that includes watching over VODs, checking all your social media, kind of maybe looking at streams and who you rate afterwards, because it's like, obviously if they want to keep things family friendly and you're rating a streamer that's like very R-rated after a Toontown stream, that could be problematic. And they need to kind of, you know, look at those things to make a very informed decision. So I understand taking a while. I just wish they would have said that up front. So yeah, let's go and get into the letter that I received. I got this about a week ago. First off, I said, hi there, Chloe. Let us think, okay, thank you for your interest. We enjoyed reading about your commitment and passion. Unfortunately, however, we've come to the conclusion that we are unable to offer you partnership at this time. This isn't because we don't ever think it will be possible, but rather because we aren't convinced you are ready to be part of this program just yet. Okay. I've been streaming for about 6 months now, and I've been streaming Toontown like literally since my 2nd or 3rd ever stream. So yeah, just, it's not like I'm a new creator, but I'm not like super new. Like I didn't just reach the 3-month requirement for that. During a brief background check, we noticed a few in-game interactions that were a bit troubling. I understand, first off, I want to say, I understand too, this is written by a volunteer that's probably doing, this is not their main job, and they're not a PR person from a company that's being paid to do this. It probably majored specifically in public relations. I understand that. I feel like the wording a bit troubling is a little bit condescending and kind of funny in my opinion. I don't know. That probably wasn't their intention, but that's how I'm taking it. In a few instances, you threatened to green another toon and communicated in a way that may be deemed disrespectful by others. All right, I'm gonna be real. I did threaten to green another toon. But though any toons, and there probably were a few instances that I said that, but every time I said that, it was to a friend in a place where it was just me and that friend, or other friends that I probably was either on a video call with or a voice chat, something like that. I don't know. I did explain, as I'll say later, I did explain that to them. It is really frustrating because they don't say in their information or in the application that they will look over your chat logs. They do ask for the email that you use for your main toon in Toontown, which is, okay, I get that, because they say it's to check for infractions. But I was never reported for this because it was with friends in a place that was like just friends. Like we were inside a cog building or like a mint or a factory or something like that. And I'll joke and say, ha ha, I'm gonna call my doodle, I'm gonna green you. It's kind of silly, and I think that in this case especially, I remember like, I think a few days before this email was sent out, I had played with some of my friends off stream, and I had said that. So yeah, it's a little frustrating. I have no idea what they're talking about. Communicated in a way that may be deemed disrespectful by others. That I don't understand, because I am very, like, I'm a very respectful person, and it's a little bit confusing, I'm gonna say, because, and it's just also, my biggest thing is that is so vague, because I don't know what their definition of disrespectful is. Like, I could say I don't like cats, or I don't like the color blue, and that could be disrespectful. I don't know, it's just kind of weird, I think, because I do try to be respectful to other people. And like I said, when I applied to this, I didn't think that I would get in because I do stream M-rated games. Sometimes we talk about stuff that's not always family friendly. And my streams are mostly PG, you know, but sometimes they're not. Sometimes we talk about stuff and that just kind of happens, and I'm not gonna stop a conversation that I think is maybe helpful to others and is not offensive. My biggest thing with this is it's a little bit frustrating when it seems like they paid more attention to my chat history, which they did not say as part of the application would be looked at, versus my streams, which all of my streams are kept on VODs. Like, you can find, I think it's like either the past 30 or there's a lot of streams that are kept on my channel and very easily accessible too for them to see which ones are Toontown streams and which ones are not, if they're fine with, you know, M-rated games, just maybe not during Toontown. I was expecting, you know, if I did get denied for this, that it would be something more like, oh yeah, like you literally joked about having sex in a cabin because you're playing Until Dawn, whatever. I don't know. That's just my thing. I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know. I know I said this during a Toontown stream. I think I joked about maybe going on Tinder so I could get free Minecraft during a Toontown stream. So I don't know if I don't know. I knew there'd be something that they probably would find. With my channel, I didn't think they would find something in the chat logs. That's just what I found kind of a little bit frustrating. So I would actually say if you're a streamer on Twitch, or you're a YouTuber and you're serious about Toontown and you are thinking about applying to this, make a completely separate account. Like, don't use the account that you play with your friends off stream for this, because they will look at your behavior off stream. Even if you, like, I could have went to my estate and just yelled at my doodle yeasty and said, I'm going to green you. And they probably would have still been, I mean, like, I literally could have been in my estate in a private place saying that, and they would have, I think, still denied me, which I can understand given the information that they have, why they would find that not fitting with their guidelines, whatever. All right, so we're gonna continue with this letter. While we'd like to give you the benefit of the doubt, being a Toontown partner means being an upstanding member of our community, a leader and a hero for others to look up to. We believe in a lead by example philosophy, and endgame behavior is just one of the many great reflections of this. We recognize your potential to make meaningful contributions, so we hope you take this time as an opportunity to improve. And then they said reapply in 3 months. Which, I'm gonna be real, I'm the person I am now. And I don't think that anybody, if they, you know, joke about things with their friends, are gonna change that in 3 months from now. I think that the 3 months and reapply time frame is kind of, I don't know, I don't like it, because if you apply and, you know, their standards are like, well, your channel just doesn't have enough views, or maybe you don't stream consistently enough for us. I could understand that. Those are valid things that you could improve in 3 months. But I think as far as, you know, endgame behavior or maybe being like not family friendly, that would be really hard to change in 3 months, and it's probably not gonna happen. I just feel like the 3 months time frame is like a long enough time to where you're not going to reapply. If they genuinely wanted somebody to apply again, I think they'd make it a shorter time frame or be more lenient. That's my 2 cents. I think one of the most frustrating parts about this is just, I think that it just seems a little out of touch in my opinion, because Toontown is not, at least in my experiences and the people that I run into in game and then in the, you know, game community outside of playing, they're not children. I don't really think a lot of children are playing this game. I think a lot of it is teenagers and adults that are playing it because they're reliving childhood nostalgia. I don't think any kids are playing it. And if there are any kids under 13 playing Toontown, the numbers are very, very low. I don't have access to that. I don't have statistics Toontown Rewritten does, and I would hope that they would consider that and their things. I'm wondering if maybe they are being more lax about, you know, their whole family-friendly standard because they didn't get mad at me about that in my application. They didn't point that out. But it could have just been because they didn't look at me closely enough to find those things. I think that kids nowadays, I think a game like Toontown is too slow for them. It's not, there's no fancy graphics. There's, you know, no high-paced kind of Fortnite action and building things. There's none of that. It's a turn-based game that's fun for me. I like it. I like playing with friends and doing things, but I just don't think a lot of kids today are playing it and would like it. I just think that's the reality of it. And I would love to see kids playing Toontown. I really would. I just don't see it. I mean, I can understand. If you want to be a family-friendly channel and you want to make that a point in your channel, go for it. I think it's a good thing to do if that's something you want to do and stay committed to. But I also like to say Twitch doesn't let anybody under 13 make an account. I think YouTube is a little bit more lenient since they have like YouTube Kids and that's more common for kids to be on, but I think that Twitch doesn't, and they shouldn't have a lot of kids under 13 on there. So I think, you know, keeping your channel to family friendly and PG rather than like PG-13 is a little bit unnecessary. And that's something I've realized for myself because I have, you know, I kind of have a good idea of who my audience is. I've done surveys with a lot of my regulars or just anybody who wants to that watches my channel. And nobody has said that they're under 18 that has answered that. And if they're, I don't think any kids are watching my channel or watching really, I've not seen a lot of kids on Twitch is what I'm saying. Like at all. I have not seen anybody under 13 on Twitch. And I've started to realize for myself, if I have a majority 13 plus an adult audience, I don't need to be family friendly. Because I actually did have the family friendly on my channel for a significant amount of time, but then I realized I kind of want to start playing M-rated games. And I kind of, you know, don't want to feel like, oh my gosh, I can't say any words because, you know, a kid might be offended when there's no kids watching me. All right, so I did respond, and I told them, I explained to them what I just said about the greening, or I don't know what they mean by disrespectful. That is so freaking vague. And I did explain that I was talking to my personal friends in private endgame spaces and as a joke, because that's what I do. It's kind of funny to say you're gonna green somebody and you're friends with them and you hear their reaction. It's funny. I'm gonna say that. Toontown is a kid's game and I think that it's kind of taken a bit more seriously than it should. That's just my 2 cents. And I told them, I was like, I don't know if you guys keep chat data on like where the location is of where things were said in chat or who it was said to, who was near there. And I said, if there's a way me or my friends can verify this, let me know. And I did say, like, which I do feel this. I have a lot of respect for the staff on every single Toontown server because they are doing this for free and it takes a lot to keep a game running and to put their time and money into this to provide this for other people. And I have a lot of respect for that. And I did, you know, say it's like, I respect their decision on my partnership because given the information they have, you know, that's what they have. And I'm fine with it. And I don't want, please do not, if you're watching this, you're like, oh my gosh, they denied Boop, I'm gonna go email. Like, don't email Toontown support. Like, don't bother them. Don't annoy them. Because I didn't get it and I'm okay with that. It's their decision at the end of the day, and I can guarantee you emailing them will just annoy them further. Continuing with the letter, they said they're happy to hear you plan on continue streaming Toontown Rewritten. Additionally, we appreciate your transparency and respect your willingness to take accountability in regard to your chat history. Then they said they'll take it into context with further if I apply again, which After making this video, I think even if I applied again, I feel like that they're gonna deny me just based off making a video about rejection. I don't right now. I thought about it briefly after getting the letter back, and I don't think I'm going to apply again. Just because, two, this is what they said. Please be aware that we do expect partners to demonstrate good behavior at all times in-game, regardless of whether they are in a private space or a public space. I don't really like that, to be honest. I don't like the idea of anybody trying to police behavior in a like private space for somebody. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like they're not, I mean, I understand, you know, being connected to the brand is important, whatever, but I don't know. I would rather just kind of be able to make content, hang out with my friends, and do things and not worry about if, you know, I'm going to get kicked off this partner program, whatever. And so, especially after reading that, I'm not gonna apply again, because I'm gonna be real. I will still joke with my friends and say, hey, haha, I'm gonna green you, or so-and-so is gonna green you, because it's funny, it's fun. I think I need, especially right now, we need every reason to laugh that we can. I think it's important to, when you apply to something, or if you're even interested in applying to something, know the full information about stuff. You know, especially as streamers, it's just, you need to kind of, I think, make an informed decision about things you're getting yourself into, whether that's partnering with a game, partnering with a company. And I think it's really important for us to be transparent about these types of things. You know, like, because otherwise I think people don't know what they're getting into, they get ripped off. That obviously Toontown's not like ripping anybody off, but I think it's important to kind of just understand things and be transparent. And I also kind of want to take a bit of time to talk about just, I don't know, the future. I don't want to say the future, but just kind of like Toontown content creation in general. I think the partner program is a great idea. I would like to see Toontown expand on it more. I think as a variety content creator, I also see too, I don't think that if you would like to, if you're a streamer, or, you know, maybe you're a YouTuber and you want to reach Twitch or a YouTube partnership, I don't think that making just Toontown content is sustainable. If you are doing this for fun and you want to do just Toontown content because that's what you enjoy doing, then I say 100% go for it. Especially if you're growing and just starting out, or just in general. If you're starting streaming or YouTube, don't do it being like, this is gonna be my job, I'm gonna make millions off of this, because you will not. It doesn't work like that. But I think that the opportunity for growth is, it's kind of limited in Toontown. Because right now Toontown only has 1,000, I'd say about 1,500 players at any given time in the game. Which is good, you know, considering this is a fan-run, volunteer-run project. I think that's really amazing, but I think that for creators, there's just not much of a future in this. I'm a variety, you know, kind of streamer, content creator. I don't play just Toontown. I probably play Toontown once a week, and I might play it more than that, but I play a bunch of other different games of a wide variety of genres. And I see that it's like in Toontown, there's only so, I love the Toontown community. I think it's very tight-knit because it is smaller. But if you're somebody who wants to continue growing, you'll grow a lot in Toontown because, like I said, it is tight-knit. But you'll reach a cap. I have not seen any Toontown streamers that stream just Toontown and get more than 50 average views. And 50 average views is freaking amazing. If you can reach that, you know, and this is just a random ballpark number. If anybody wants to fight me and say, no, I've seen this Toontown creator get this many views, then I'd be like, okay, great, you know, just let's talk about that. But there's only so many people who are watching and playing the game. It's not something like Fortnite or Overwatch or World of Warcraft that are constantly getting new players and constantly getting updated. I don't know. I think that unless Toontown Rewritten maybe changes the game, addresses, or not just Toontown Rewritten, but any server, addresses the grindy factor of the game, and makes it more accessible to new players, it's gonna be kind of hard to grow the game in general and its audience. Because the majority of people playing Toontown now are playing it because either A, their friends play it, or B, they have nostalgia for it because they played it growing up. And for most people, it's a combination of both of those. And slowly as the years go by, we're gonna lose people who still have nostalgia for the game. And I will say, as a variety streamer, it's a hard sell trying to convince people to play Toontown. I like to stream it because my friends play it, and I really enjoy the game. But I just think it is a hard sell on things because there's so many newer games that people would rather play. And I don't really have an answer to how to grow Toontown, or if even we should even look at that. Or is it going to be a cult kind of classic game that just has a very tight-knit community, which I think it does now. And is it going to stay that way? I don't know. I think maybe having seasonal updates, or not updates necessarily even, but events would help get more people active and staying within the game and community, and also help their partner program. Because if they're getting seasonal events, seasonal updates, then people want to get in on that. They want to, kind of participate with that. But I don't know. I think it's a really interesting topic, and I've been playing Toontown for years, and I've only just been kind of a streamer and really involved in the community for the past 6 months, and it is interesting to see kind of how things are now and how things are changing. So if anybody has any thoughts on that, I would really love to talk about that. If you want to comment or just I don't know, message me or something with that, because I think it's interesting. Because I think in the Toontown, streaming community and even YouTube, you'll grow quickly, but it's not, there's definitely a ceiling for that growth because there's only so many people looking for Toontown content. Okay, enough on just kind of Toontown content creation in general. I want to get back to what we started with, which is the partner program. I think that it's a good program if you meet the guidelines and you are okay with them looking over your chat history, really looking into those kinds of things. I will say, don't get your hopes up of getting in. I think that they need more people in it, because in the time I've been streaming, I've seen at least 2 people leave and only 1 new partner be added. So I think that they need people in it. I just think that they are very picky, and I wouldn't let that reflect on your content. I think if you're applying, that's a huge step of putting yourself out there, and I think that needs to be recognized for sure. And I will say, don't take it personally if you don't get in, because I don't know, rejection is tough, for sure. And I will say, if you don't like the idea of waiting for weeks to hear back to them, then don't apply, because you'll wait for weeks. Yeah, if you're gonna apply, don't feel bad if they reject you. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, because that's not a reflection on you, that's not a reflection on their content. It's usually the rejection letters I've seen have been for kind of silly reasons, in my opinion. So don't take it personally. That's kind of, I don't know, that's kind of all I have for today. If you are a creator, just know that you're valued, know that what you put out there is important, and I say this for everything, it's don't base your success off of something else. If that's a Twitch team, if that's getting something like partnership on Twitch or YouTube. Your success is not based off those things. It's based off your personal growth and what you do as a creator. And I think it's really important, maybe in these times of rejection, to go and look back at, where you started. Not the numbers, but your content, and see that improvement, and you'll feel a lot more satisfied with that. I know I talked about a lot today, so if you listen to this whole thing, especially if you listen to it, because I know I get a lot of people that are don't play, are not interested in Toontown. If you watch this and you're not interested in Toontown or the Toontown community, then thank you. Thank you for sitting with me. I hope everybody has a safe and happy holidays. I'm hoping to announce some exciting stuff from our Twitch channel soon, so stay tuned for that. I'm also going to try to get back to weekly uploads on YouTube, because I know I've not been doing that for sure. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for sticking through and watching this. If you have any questions, just please be sure to comment, or, you know, anything like that. Yeah, just comment below if you want to talk about this, have questions. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye.